It's Wake Up Wyoming. My name is Glenn Woods. Thanks for joining me. We're having this discussion, a special town hall this morning, because this is the time we're hoping Wyoming gets back up on its feet again. And, of course, the energy industry is one of the most important industries in the state of Wyoming, so that's why we're taking a close look at it. Jonah Bank Vice President and Casper Branch Manager Bill Thompson is on the phone with us. Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Glenn. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. This morning I think of the people who are trying to get things started again, businesses started again. And, of course, that's going to have a lot to do with you and banking. Now, personally, just because it's convenient, most of my banking I do online. So I don't have to worry about dealing with your bank and having to wear a face mask and making sure to sanitize my hands, because I rarely walk. Not that I don't like you people, Bill, but I rarely walk into the place. But there are people that are going to have to walk in and do business with you real soon. And what kind of precautions are you taking?
Well, good question, Glenn. Thanks again for having me. What we've done, we have reopened our lobbies. They were closed for about 8 weeks. We took some health and safety standards with our banks, and many banks around the state of Wyoming did that. What we're offering is hand sanitizer at the door. We're doing more frequent cleaning of the drive-through tubes, doorknobs, anything that's a high touch. We're sanitizing that more frequently. We do offer masks. They're not required, but certainly if a customer wants to have one or they want to come in, they're more than welcome to wear a mask. But I was going to get into how banking has changed with technology and what you do, Glenn. So we can talk about that with how we manage the PPP funds.
Yeah, that is a good idea to talk about that as well, because much like, even here, what I do for a living, so much of what we do has become separated, but that's okay. Technology allows us to do that. And at the end of the day, Town Square Media, we get together and have a business meeting online by video chat in order to make sure we're all up to speed on what the different departments are doing. So with your industry, long before the COVID crisis came around, you guys were already moving toward dealing with people online from a distance. Has this made you make any more changes beyond what you were already doing?
What we've done here recently is we ended up managing the PPP funding, and as you know, that was a program put together by the SBA and U.S. Treasury. They implemented about 3 weeks. Normally a program like that would probably take 6 months to put involved, and the banking system was a conduit to get the money to the impacted businesses. Well, during that time frame, as you know, lots of bank lobbies are shutting down. We're a community bank, small Wyoming-owned community bank, which many other banks around the state are. We are a high-touch facility. We like to see our customers. While we offer the technology of larger institutions, we like to see our customers. We are shut down for 2 months, but at the same time, we need to process 400 to 500 PPP loan requests. So how did we manage that without we had zero customer contact to manage those loans. So it was a lot of emails. It was some Zoom meetings with customers. It was a new software called DocuSign. It's been out for a couple of years. You can electronically get the electronic signatures mobily, still with a secure. You're verifying that you're dealing with the right person to get that signature. But we managed to do all of those loans with no customer contact, closing 475 loans for $51 million in PPP funding. Banks around the state, I just wanted to give an update. Bankers have been working many long hours the last couple of months to get this program and get this funding in the needs of impacted businesses. And to date, I just got an updated number from the SBA. 13,000 loans have been originated by Wyoming banks for just over $1 billion.
Wow. Okay. Jonah Bank Vice President and Casper Branch Manager Bill Thompson with us. Okay, so let's explain to people, if you could, who's eligible for these loans, and just briefly a little bit about the process, because I know stepping up to ask for this or to work through this loan can seem a little intimidating to someone who's never done it before. So who gets it, and what's the process?
Certainly, any government program can be intimidating. I think they did do a good job implementing this one and making it much simpler than other government programs. The application was 2 pages. Basically, you needed to work with a community or with a banking partner, And as far as eligibility, it was anybody that was negatively impacted by the coronavirus or COVID pandemic. So that could be your restaurants that were impacted because they were closed, your hair salons. We know of all the impacted businesses. I mean, honestly, everybody has been impacted. Our world's been turned upside down the last 90 days. But it also, went into the energy industry. We bank a lot of not only direct energy companies that are in the exploration and production industry, but also the service companies that help provide services to the E&P companies. And those small businesses in Casper were impacted tremendously when you had this demand erosion fall. When it first hit China, they had their lockdowns. Their demand for gasoline, I believe, went down 30%. Then it went to Europe, and then it went to America. So you had just the price of crude fall from, I don't know, I think it was trading around $55 a barrel at the end of December to negative $40 in April. So. Basically everybody's been impacted, and the eligibility requirements for PPP are very broad.
Okay. Well, as a vice president and a branch manager, you get to see economically trends that some people may not see till a bit later, because folks are coming in saying, I need money for this project, or for that sometimes in during of a downturn, I know I borrowed that money, but I'm going to have a little bit of problem. Can you work with me here? Do you see a positive economic trend or a negative or somewhere in the middle? Do you see a trend?
I see a little bit of hope now with crude getting back up to 40. We are talking to some of our customers in the trucking industry on the service side. Obviously, we had several customers on just the exploration and production side. They sold 0 barrels of oil in April just because they were still producing their wells, but it made no sense to sell it at $10 a barrel. So obviously, with it closer to 35 to 40, they're going to start having some cash flow, come back into their bank account. As far as what we're seeing from, businesses are coming in, like you said, they're needing some relief. They're looking at these programs. The federal government, the federal bank regulators have provided some really good relief that they have, in my banking career, and I've been in about 20 years, I've never seen them where they've said, hey, we want the community banks, we want the regional national banks to work with their customers. If they have been impacted by COVID, their businesses have been negatively impacted, please work with your customers, offer 3 to 6 month payment deferrals, stuff like that to help people hopefully get us on the other side of this pandemic. And we all know we don't know when that will happen, but at least it's steps in the right direction to help small business.
Okay, so again, since we're doing things a bit differently right now, for Jonah Bank, if there's anybody out there who has this kind of a need, what is the best way to approach you?
Well, call us. I mean, our lobbies are now open. We are now meeting we are now meeting with our customers again in the lobby. But I encourage anybody that's out there, small businesses that are still struggling, get with your community bankers or whoever your bank contact is. There's lots of programs out there. We have the Wyoming Business Council grants. There's the Main Street Lending Program. There's flexibility that banks have been granted by the federal regulators to work with customers in this time. So there is hope. Call your bankers and meet with them and have them help you through this process.
Okay, Jonah Bank Vice President and Casper Branch Manager Bill Thompson, thanks for coming on the program. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Glenn.